violence will shower, devour.
I like the rhymes.
All of us are born with the miraculous ability to determine the direction from which sounds approach us.
Let us venture into new and uncharted land.
People get shook up, you know, when I'm introduced as God.
Energetic, poetic and athletic. You know I get down and dirty when it's time to set it. I'm tearing through, clean your scene like ammonia. I drown ya, flood four corners, the perimeter. I wonder, cause earthquakes, bolts and lightning. You couldn't test the one and only Mike Titan. I fool rock, now you hear it, now you know it. The body of the life force came forth just to show it's crucial. Lyrical style ain't what it used to. Microphone check 1, 2. I hit the atmosphere, give MCs visions of comets. Technique hit by force the earth, I hit and bomb it. Immaculate conception with the weapon, emitting mind-boggling forms to mental sections. Beats is cooked, bass burning like it's lava. Throwing shit together more iller than MacGyver. I never tire, spirit live like a wire. I came to let you know fantasies burn like desires. Before I go on this mic, I show pity. Coast to coast, I whirlwind through cities. Yeah, I whirlwind through cities. Influential, scientifical power. My mental violence will shower, devour at a crazy rate. Enterprising, uprising, surprising, ultrasonic, mind like bionic. Hit your body up just like a roots tonic. It's ironic, negative broke to north. I hit the crowd up and scorch off like Molotov. Stadiums is ripped in half, the diameter of area. Mathematics, straight up staring ya, face to face, cheek to cheek, eye to eye. Not many wish to battle but never wanna die. So they kick it, bout the finer things in life. Yes, rings is nice, yes, but knowledge skills be priceless. And so I radiate platinum, diamonds, luster, flavor, perform unique, my cosmic saber. As the legends told, the heavens cradled my birth. Time to get down from my crown and show you what it's worth. My energy levels about to reach the proximity. Perverted monk, I whirlwind through cities.
Friends prefer to call him just plain God.
Yeah, I whirlwind through cities. Influential, scientifical power. My mental violence will shower, devour at a crazy rate. The intentions on reminiscence is essential. On how I had dreams of a youth, now monumental. It's coming true. Things I said have come to pass. That MCs would get busy but still won't get no cash. Some talents get the stash with skills are half as yours. It's not about styles, it's what the crowd you has applauds. This unified circle, slip up it hurts you. So I spread forth and my thoughts make miracles. With my syllables I'm killing you, but never softly. I'm unique, my critique speaks of my physique. From Chicago to Cairo, skills like the mic. On MCs I make them think that I was hieroglyphics. Now the whole world can read the message. Fake MCs couldn't walk through my passage. I fool rock, shake the world with agility. Master self, I whirlwind through cities. Yeah, I whirlwind through cities. Influential, scientifical power. My mental violence will shower, devour at a crazy rate. Yeah, I whirlwind through cities. Influential, scientifical power. My mental violence will shower, devour at a crazy rate. Yeah, I whirlwind through cities. Influential, scientifical power. My mental violence will shower, devour at a crazy rate. Yeah, I whirlwind through cities. Influential, scientifical power. My mental violence will shower, devour at a crazy rate.
I reminisce. Yeah.
I reminisce for a spell, or shall I say think back 22 years ago to keep it on track. The birth of a child on the 8th of October. My toast, when my granddaddy came sober. Count all the fingers and the toes, now I suppose you hope the little black boy grows. 8 15 years younger than my mama. But I really got beatings cause the girl loved drama. In single parenthood, there I stood. By the time she was 21, had another one. This one's a girl. Let's name her Pam. Same father as the first, but you don't give a damn. Irresponsible, plain not thinking. Papa said chill, but the brother keep winking. Still he won't down you or tear out your hide. On your side while the baby make us slide. But mama got wise to the game. The youngest of 5 kids, hun, here it is. After 10 years without no spouse, mama's getting married in the house. Listen, positive over negative for the woman a master. Mother Queen's rise in the chapter. Deja vu, tell you what I'm gonna do when they reminisce over you, my God. When I date back, I recall a man off the family tree. My right hand, Papa Doc, I see. Took me from a boy to a man, so I always had a father when my biological didn't bother. Taking care of this, so who am I to pick up? Not a bad ticker, but I'm clocking Pop's liver. But you can never say that his life is through. 5 kids at 21, believe he got a right to. Here we go while I check the scene with the Portuguese lover at the age of 14. The same age, front page, no fuss, but I bet you all you know they live longer than us. Never been seen now, that's where you're wrong. But give the man a taste and he's gone. Nodding off sleep to a jazz tune. I can hear his head banging on the wall in the next room. I get the pillow and hope I don't wake him. But this man the cuss, hear it all in verbatim. Telling me how to raise my boy unless he's taking over. I said, Pop, maybe when you're older. He laughed all night about the hookers at the party. My old man standing yelling, good God Almighty. Use your condom, take sips of the brew. When they reminisce over you, for real. For real, baby. Like that. We for real. Yeah. Come on. I reminisce so you never forget this. The days are way back, so many bear witness the fitness. Take the first letter out of each word in this joint. Listen close as I prove my point. T to the R-O-Y. How did you and I meet in front of Big Lou's fighting in the street? But only you saw what took many time to see. I dedicate this to you for believing in me. Rain or shine, yes, in any weather. My grandma Pam holds the family together. My Uncle Doc's the greatest, better get the latest. If we're talking about a car, Uncle Sterling got the latest. I strive to be live cause I got no choice. And run my own business like my Aunt Joyce. So Pete Rock hit me, enough respect due. When they reminisce over you, listen. Listen, listen. Just listen, listen to the funky song as I rock on. And that word is born to the one and only. Never be another, he was my brother. Trouble T-Roy, it's like that, y'all. And it don't stop. Rock and still smooth for 92. And we out. Later.
Alrighty, good morning, everyone. What's up, boys? Yeah, F's in the chat for the stream intro. I really like that one, but I found out through last week's stream, and then it happened again on the Paragon channel. I was streaming on the Paragon channel over the weekend for Paragon, and the same thing happened. The stream got canned like 8 minutes in. So I ran some tests this morning and I was like, what is going on? Is it the music? Is it the background? Whatever. So I figured out it was the intro. So we got to can the intro for a little bit until we can get some non-copyright stuff. Last week I thought the background music was a little loud. Let me know. I turned it down. I turned it like 20% lower this week. Let me know how it is. But what's everyone up to? How was your guys' week? Hopefully last week's stream helped some people out, because we were sitting right here in last week's stream, and I kept on saying I was bullishly optimistic, and then calling out the ETH breaker, and we got those squeezes, Sunday into Monday. So it, for me, like, last week was an absolute banger. The execution was on point. The read was on point. The squeezes that we got on stuff like Solana, these squeezes were phenomenal going into like Sunday night, Monday. And even WIF, like I know WIF is the talk of the town right now, man. I'm not gonna lie, I'm coping a little bit on this one because I caught the trade from down here. Off the 4-hour squeeze into the breaker, or excuse me, into the demand, and TP'd the equal highs. I took one more trade up here, but the thing is, I plan to buy spot. I plan to buy, like, rebuy my spot, and I was just too greedy with it. I was too greedy with it. And obviously I'm coping on this. missing a 2x in a week on the spot rebuys is tough. But yeah, let's get into it. How's everyone doing? Who's in chat today? I love the familiar faces. Thanks everyone for tuning in every week. I have a lot of fun doing these streams now. I have tons of fun hanging out with chat and stuff. You guys ask great questions. We get to find charts and plays for the week together. All right. Good morning, everyone. Who do we need to give cement shoes and throw in the river? Dude, I don't know. I don't know who's copywriting 2001's Spider-Man. I don't know who's copywriting that movie and being like, you can't use that clip. Which also I don't understand because like I'll watch YouTube videos where people will monetize their channels, obviously, and they'll use background clips from like Marvel movies and background clips from like you know, review channels. Like I watched this one channel called Mr. Sunday Movies, I think it's called. Two funny Australian dudes that do like, you know, comical satirical video reviews, and I don't know, man, they use clips. I thought I could get away with it, but apparently not. But yeah, anyways. Same. I'm so stupid for waiting for the H4 200 test. Makes no sense because I was expecting 10 bill. Yeah, man, that's one of those things. And a guy that I really like, DGen Gambler, I think his that's his @ on Twitter. His name is Zero. And he had a tweet recently that's like, you know, TLDR, you can't win off of borrowed conviction, right? People that have very, very strong conviction in their coins are not going to care about being 10, 20% underwater on spot buys because they have super strong conviction in the upside targets. I've experienced this firsthand. Like a bunch of the really good trades that I've taken over the last 2 years, like when I have my spot entries, I'm not really caring whether, you know, I'm getting filled at the H4 100 or the H4 200. Like these are usually, like especially on altcoins, these can be like 10, 15% sometimes. And I'm not really caring because I'm like, my upside targets are, you know, 2x higher, 3x higher, 4x higher, right? But when it's borrowed conviction, when it's someone else's coins, when it's a coin that you're not like fully convinced on, you're going to look for the tightest opportunity because you're not going to feel super comfortable being underwater. Like one example is like recently for TIA for me, I have strong conviction. And I, you know, going back to this wick right here that we talked about on stream, it's strong conviction that 13.9, like I was going to get filled at 13.9 and we would ride this right back up, right? When this whole thing broke down with the Bitcoin weakness about 10, 12 days ago, I didn't really give a damn, right? I was like, who cares? It's you know, my buys are 10, 12% underwater. I'm just going to buy more here because that's conviction, right? But if this is someone else's coin, you know what I'd be doing? Or like, you know, a trade that I didn't care about. I'd be buying here and I'd just be cutting here. I'd miss this bounce. Like I'd do whatever. I'd ignore the coin. I'd say, this is shit. I'm not even going to look at this. I'd move on and I'd miss like a 3x down the road. And I'd be like, oh my God, what did I do? Right? That's the whole whiff thing. That's the exact thing that I did this past week on whiff, was just be like, I want super tight entries. I want these lows to be run. I want the H4 200 to be tagged. And I was like, I'm just going to trade this. I'll just trade this in my perp account, but I'm not going to dedicate, rededicate, should I say, a massive amount of capital to whiff because of all of my PEPE exposure already. And that's really the thesis for me, is that going into this cycle, going into last year, you know, after this bubble, even before this bubble, my bet was placed on Pepe. I had placed my bets on Pepe to be the meme coin winner of this cycle. The tough part is, like, I'm doing this in June, July, August, whatever, 2023. And a bunch of the meme coins that are popping off right now and hitting these $1 billion valuations really quickly, they're just brand new, and they're entering in the bubble. They're entering in the bull market. They're entering in the exuberant stage of the market. They're not entering super early on, right? So anyways, that's neither here nor there. I feel you though. I feel you though on the Pepe miss. Same position. What up, Cash? What up? Happy Easter, everyone. Easter's tomorrow. My girlfriend went to visit her mom. They always celebrate Easter together. She's out of town. Yo, Doc, undo the hex you put on Tia ever since you timestamped my Lex. It looks good. Call in the clinic. Yeah, man. Should we skip forward? I'm gonna do majors in a bit, but I found I kind of enjoy streaming in like the free flow conscious state instead of doing it super structured. I'm kind of enjoying it doing that way, but like I mentioned, I actually don't know now if I mentioned this in the public streams or in the Paragon streams, but the way that I've been managing my TIA position is just hedging my spot, right? When I feel like I'm getting bear signals, right? This is a lesson that I learned from this move right here. I basically bought spot right here. It ripped 30-40% or whatever. It ripped a lot. I got a classic short signal, like super classic daily sweep into supply near range high, high delta absorption. Like this is a short signal, and I debated at this moment, should I hedge my spot or should I just let it ride? And for me, I was just like, it's spot, who gives a damn? Like, I'll just let it ride. Who cares if it round trips? I'll just buy more down here, which I did, right? But from this lesson, I remember it's so fresh, the dread of being like, wow, I was just too lazy to just pull the trigger and go delta neutral on the spot position. I could have saved I could have locked in this rip right here, and and not dealt with the round trip. So one of the things I've been doing in this range down here is kind of more or less the same thing. I'm like, look, this thing is super bullish in an expansionary environment, in an expansionary sense, should I say, once we get over the daily downtrend, right? So the last two times we've come into the H4 100, I've hedged my spot. And last night, the exact same thing. We got the sweep into H4 100, sweep into H4 200. And that was a trigger for me to go delta neutral, and I hedged this down. I know they're micro hedges compared to this one, right? But nonetheless, it's still what I'm doing at the moment. And Tia is like super clean on a levels basis, because where we're pushed up against right now is the monthly VWAP. I don't actually talk about VWAPs a lot in the public channel, but we're pressed against the underside of the monthly VWAP, confluent with the H4 200. But it's really clean on a weekly perspective, right? We still have this as our high time frame picture, where we have weekly sweeps into weekly demand, right? I really do believe, high conviction, this is the bottoming area, and we are going to trade $20, $30, $40 in the months ahead. Like, I think Tia is going to be up here. It's just, this is the region right now where you're going to have to deal with like low time frame intra-week chop until the daily trends are flipped. And let's look at this on a daily basis, right? The respect that we have for the daily trends on Tia is immense, right? Extreme respect. So this is not where I want to be caught being overly bullish, right? I want to be cautious, and I want to be hedged, and I want to look for these to flip, right? Whenever these are flipped and we get back above the downtrending daily trends, I think it's going to be quick work to range highs, spot bid above range highs. That gives you your next price discovery, probably 50%, if not a 2x above range high when we get it. But, one of the coins that's on the back burner right now, there's so many narratives that are super hot in crypto. And I think modularity is going to have season 2. And just so you guys know, like, here's an example. Season 1 of the AI narrative, of the DePIN AI, kind of like render, ocean, FET, whatever narrative last year was in Q1. And then AI didn't really do much. It was kind of range bound for about 6 months, 8 months, 12 months until like, I think 6 months, until about October of last year, where it really started picking up again and it got really strong. And you know, the bubble that we've just had. So I look at TIA more or less the same way. I think TIA modularity, this was like season 1. And it could be, this is like my bearish scenario, super bearish scenario, where it takes just a couple more months, right, for the narrative to rotate back until we get season 2 of the modularity narrative, because everything cycles back, right? Every narrative is going to recycle in crypto. You know, right now we're having RWA season. Soon you're going to have an RWA cool off. The market will reprice it at a certain price, and then you'll get another markup and season 2 of RWA in the future, right? That's the way I see these things. So, yeah. What up, new bro? Yeah, Arun, I love Zero's account, man. He's probably he's my favorite bull poster on the timeline. His posts get me hyped, dude. His posts get me hyped. I love reading his like long form tweets of just relentless bull posting. Love it, man. We need more of that energy on the timeline, to be honest. There's too many people. Actually, I would say I'm more on the pragmatic side. I'm always giving if-then scenarios. I'm trying to give rational thoughts. I don't try to be overly bullish, overly bearish. I'm pretty neutral because my baseline or basis or foundation is a trader, not really like a bull market participant or a bear market participant. I'm more of just like a trader, right? So I love the relentless bull posting on the timeline. That's what I want to see, especially when charts match up with the bull posting, right? It's really cringe, in my opinion, when people are bull posting relentlessly and their charts are just doing nothing. That's kind of tough. Which is kind of why I let off like the TIA bull posting. I was bull posting it on the first tap right here because I was like, okay, we'll get this tap and get reversal. And I really haven't talked about it much. I'm like, we'll keep it on the back burner. And when it pumps, we will be relentlessly bull posting again. But for those of you that are following me during this time, you will have the entries with me, and we can be laughing to the bank together. Multiple X's higher. Hey Doc, hope you're well. It's been a while. I've had a short break from trading. Yeah, man. Welcome back. Welcome back. What is the gray cloud MA indicator you use? It's the clinic trend. It's the combination of EMA 13, 21, and 34. It's just a private indicator available for clinic members and Paragon members, which, by the way, I think I'm going to open up the clinic for a short amount of time next time we make all-time highs. Be that, you know, next week, next month, whenever it happens, tomorrow, whenever we get a fresh all-time high on Bitcoin, I'm going to open up the clinic to the public once again for a short amount of time. So whoever wants in, put the clinic account on Twitter in the notifications. And if you don't follow the clinic account, it's in my bio. Yeah, Calvin, I can do chart requests a little bit later in the stream. Piece of advice looking at TON ecosystem. They're doing massive airdrops. Yeah, I've heard a lot of good things about TON. I should be paying attention to that. Should be paying more attention to that. Okay. Enough chit chat. Should we get into majors? Let's do something objective for a minute. Not that TIA wasn't objective, but let's see how the crypto market cap and leaders are doing. Okay. So number one, for Bitcoin, last week we were down here. We're down at the H4200. We were memeing on the timeline that the H4200 is going to hold up the entire cryptocurrency market cap, and it did just that, right? I was looking for my real strong bull let's fucking go signal was breaking the H4 downtrend, right? Break the H4 downtrend, get back above this one, break market structure on the 4 hour after sweeping the lows into the H4200 and send back into the highs. And this was the risk off region. This is what we talked about last week. I said, I believe Bitcoin is going to squeeze back into 70K, 71K. Check back on last week's stream if you want to see exactly how I did this. The trades that I took, though, were not on Bitcoin. They were on ETH, they were on Solana, they were on WIF, they were on other coins on NEAR. I found those to be much cleaner setups than the one on Bitcoin itself. So Coming to ETH, I think I spent a lot of time last week talking about ETH and talking about the H4 breaker here, right? We had a run of lows, untapped liquidity, outside liquidity. We got back inside these levels. We broke 4-hourly downtrend, 4-hourly market structure, right? Squeezed back above this one. We got news absorption on this wick, right? Basically, this was the candle down where we got the SEC is attacking Ethereum for being a security. We got bullish absorption. So I always find this really, really bullish whenever you get negative news and the price reacts to that by brushing it off, right? That's an extremely bullish indication. Squeeze back above, come back, set a higher low in the 4-hour breaker, the up candle into the down move that took liquidity, defend this region, sweeps into this region, break above the 4-hour downtrend, squeeze up, and we talked about the targets. My target 1 being this high, target 2 being this high, right? So played out to like pretty much perfection. We got the sweep. I took profits. Right now it's looking super weak, super dicey, and this is not being helped. And we're talking about Ethereum specifically, not talking about Bitcoin here. This is not being helped by ETH BTC. Like ETH BTC, I know we're memeing it to death about how weak it is, but this is so weak. This is unbearably weak. This grind down with no relief, like prior times we're getting mega squeezes, right? Look at all these ones, kind of low grind down, big squeeze, low grind down, big, like these were better where you're getting pockets, at least pockets of pushes on ETH, right? Even though it looks range bound, it looks nasty, and it's not strong, you're still getting pockets of strength. This is the first time ETH has gotten to this kind of 51 level where it's just bleeding through it. It doesn't give a damn. It's just bleeding. And I am kind of cautiously optimistic that we can get a reclaim here. And the trigger that I'm looking for is just breaking the 4-hour downtrend, right? Break above the 4-hour downtrend, confluent with this 51 daily level, get back above this, and I'm looking for that squeeze back up into 52, 53. Like, it's kind of embarrassing for ETH maxes at this point that my targets are so low. Like, this is the target on ETH BTC if you're an ETH bull. Like, you're just looking for 2, 3, 4% squeezes. You're not looking for 15, 20, 30% swings. It's tough. And I was super bullish on this move right here. Super bullish, right? When we took this low and got a market structure break on the weekly and set a higher low, I was bull-tard on ETH here, right? Talked about this on streams, on CT, in Paragon, in the clinic, wherever, right? This was the higher low region on ETH after breaking this downtrend. We, lower high, sweep liquidity, make a higher high. You're looking for the higher low to form, and you're looking for this move to carry you up. This got canned, and we're just bleeding out. So it's very, very tough to be an ETH bull right now. And you may be asking, well, Doc, if you're not an ETH bull and you're, bashing on ETH, why are you taking ETH trades? Sometimes, and this is like going to be the alpha for this stream, you just take the clean setups, right? When this is forming super clean and you have such a sharp invalidation, both from an SR perspective, from a trend perspective, from a breaker perspective, you just take the setups, right? And you're hoping for the best, and you're saying, look, if ETH BTC can hold this low, which was right here, and we can get reversal, we're going to get a pocket of outperformance, which is what we got. And it's unfortunate because I wanted the double move, and I was thinking ETH BTC continued outperformance would give me the second leg right here, but it doesn't look like ETH wants to do that. And there's not going to be too many trades in this region until we break market structure once again, and break this kind of 4-hour grindy lower high and lower low. Break out of this, I'll play continuation back up. But until that happens, we're going to put this one on the back burner. All right, coming to Bitcoin. Talked about last week how this is the kind of indecision region, 71K. I don't want to do work in here. I want the market to decide what it wants to do, right? This is the classic you break, I defend, continuation. You put in a candle like this, break above this 71, 72K region, and I'll defend. I'll defend the pullbacks. We can play trend continuation. This is where I want to be a bull, right? Below this, below 69K, this is why I named this stream Battle for 69K. I think we're going to grind all the way back down, probably to H4 200, confluent with yearly value area high. Let me just put these on to show you guys this. Oops. Right. H4 200 was what caught us the last 2 times, right? So I'm expecting if we lose basically this region right here, the 2021 all-time high, if we lose the 2021 all-time high, I think we're coming all the way back down to the H4 200, right? So yesterday when Bitcoin was in this region, I was pretty risk off. I wasn't looking to add too much risk down here. The only thing that I saw clean, and this is where we're going to move on to Solana, is Solana, right? And why Solana? Wasn't specifically Sol, but it was a Sol BTC pair that I tweeted out, I believe Thursday. It doesn't get much cleaner than this, right? Let's go to the daily, right? Bunch of stacked lows. Run this low from a daily into the daily trends, get back inside, pocket of outperformance, right? And that gives us that pump that we're getting on Solana. And obviously the narrative is whiff and rotations. But even if you're like, if you're like me and you're not trying to play this, meta game narrative rotational shift, and you're not on the bleeding edge of how money's going to rotate, and you're not playing mind games, and you're not trying to outsmart the market, you can just be very technical with it, like I was here, and just bet using the pair chart, right? And just say, look, we're getting very, very, very clean sweep on the daily into the daily trend, and coming down to the 4-hour, right? Coming down to the 4-hour, you're getting compression, right? You're getting compression underneath the 4-hour downtrend and above the daily trend with the daily SFP. And this is that squeeze, and this is your pocket of Solana outperformance. So you can position and take Solana longs based on this one. And I was calling out here also in Paragon, retracing this sell-off is hyper bullish, right? Big delta move downwards, retracing to the, the origin of this impulse and the point of breakdown is going to get you the reversal signal. And, this looks beautiful. Like, this looks so good, man. Like, I don't know how anyone can be a Solana bear or not look at this and get just totally horned up. It's done everything we wanted, right? It held the lows when we wanted to hold the lows. What's going on here? Oops. We wanted to see Solana hold these lows. It did that. You got to sweep into here. I did want, for those of you guys who have been following me for a while, I did want another move down into here simply because I didn't capitalize on this sweep the first time. But, as they say, champions adjust, and we just position higher. And we look to risk off at 174, which is exactly what I did. I took profits at 174 in case this was going to be a rejection. No big deal. Blast right through it. Market gave me another opportunity to reposition back into Solana. As the market shows me that it's holding this level, I can simply join, right? I can risk off at 174. The market says we want to trade higher. Above 174, I become the 174 weekly SR defense team, and we look to play trend continuation. Very, very, very good looking high time frame chart. And I think you're getting all-time highs on Solana very soon. Like maybe in April. Not gonna lie. Like, how far are we away now? 31%. Yeah, that's an easy April move in my opinion. Even if Bitcoin's not going to do much, I think bear case on Solana, I think you develop a range here, right? You do something like this, kind of like you did right here. That's the bear case, right? I don't think, okay, obviously we can do an extreme bear case of this was a deviation. We drop back inside and we head back to the lows. I just don't think that's the market that we're in. And I think the market is taking every single opportunity it gets to show participants that Solana is an outperformer. Whether it's meme coin season, whether it's airdrops, whether it's Solana itself, it's just taking every opportunity to rub in everyone's faces that it is the winner and it's the champion. And this weekly setup, like your invalidation is so tight. And I think you can get all-time highs. And then, I don't know, the fibs aren't really my thing, but price discovery targets like 420 is the 1618. If you kind of take cycle low, cycle high, it becomes like 420. So yeah, Solana's beautiful. I'm gonna keep looking to hammer Solana. I want ETH to do well, but it might take a lot longer. The ETH setup on the weekly is pretty nice as well, where like if you positioned off these lows, you got a really nice bounce. If you get a double bottom in this region, I think it's all just kind of reaccumulation on ETH, and the next move out of this region, out of the kind of 35 to 32 region, is going to take you to all-time highs and beyond. So this is really, really important time to pay attention. Like, I mean, I really think markets are like kind of in this situation. Like, I think we're here, you know, and whether we range longer or just pump straight up is hard to tell. But, you know, the clues that we can get are really just on the 4-hour here on Bitcoin. You know, except above 72, let's go. We're still trending. Drop back below, we need to range a little bit longer. We get more fill opportunities on some of the altcoins that we like and some of the majors that we like. Better be good feet picks, Ranger. Been following the accounts you interact with, and the timeline feels awesome. Yeah, man, I love my timeline, dude. I only follow like 200 people, and I'm very selective about the people that I follow. Like, I don't want noise on my timeline. I don't follow that many people that are like shit posters. A few that are just like super high quality. Shout out Sherlock Hodels, RWLK, whose post I found hilarious. There's not that many. Like, I don't want to keep that much shit posting and clutter on my timeline. I want it to be like an objective view and follow, you know, high signal accounts. And you know, I like my timeline a lot. It's only when I go on the For You page on CT that I'm like, man, this place is a shit show. And that makes me want to just like throw away Twitter anytime I scroll the For You page. Like, but it does remind me, like, those are my counterparties. How this reclaim was different than just before on Bitcoin. You're gonna have to be more specific. You know, I said a lot there, so I don't know what you're referring to. It's a good indicator that Bitcoin hasn't finished its uptrend, found a top yet. Weekly bullish engulfier fire. Sol new all-time high within the next month or two. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I agree with you, Nexus. What's up, brother? Nice to see you in chat always. What's your opinion on AVAX catching up to Sol? It's just the beta play, right? It's just the, like, it's like the free play. If you can't trade Solana and you're having a tough time trading Solana and you see Solana being strong, it's kind of one of those things where you can just gamble and long AVAX and be like, this will pump, you know? That's really all AVAX is to me, from my point of view and my perspective. That's really all AVAX is, and that's all it's good for. I really don't know what's going on with the chain. I don't know if there's any future catalysts or fundamentals or anything that I should know about. That's really all I know from a trade perspective, is you can kind of be super beta and super lazy and just kind of long AVAX if you keep missing Solana trades. Sol is definitely the biggest winner of Bitcoin Scooter. Yeah, of course. Solana is the biggest winner. AI, big winners. I think RWA is going to continue grinding higher. You know, maybe ONDO is doing the local top thing where it's front running $1. Who knows? Who cares? But honestly, I think ONDO is just, all of this is a gear up. It doesn't matter how this looks to me. Like, maybe it looks like this, right? It doesn't matter. This coin's going way, way higher, multiples higher. It's such an easy to latch onto narrative when the guy that is basically spearheading this bull market is on TV saying tokenization, real world assets. Like, if he's saying that over and over and over again, and people go onto the market and they go on CoinGecko and they sort by, you know, real world assets, and they see ONDO at the top, and then they do a little research and they say, wow, ONDO is basically backed by BlackRock. Oh wait, 1 and 1 equals 2, right? This is just one of those brain dead easy plays, in my opinion. And my conviction has grown the longer I've held. I've literally held this since day one, and this was borrowed conviction. The only reason I bought this day one at launch is because 2 days prior to this, I forgot what I posted, maybe something on Link or something like that. And in my comments, I found a comment by PC Principal. Shout out PC Principal, one of the GOATs, who was posting his thesis on tokenization, I believe. And in there, he said ONDO Finance launching like in a couple days, right? And I was like, okay, PC talks, I listen, right? So I just bookmarked that one. I saw the listing date. It launched at like 5:30 in the morning my time. I just literally bought the launch, and I'm still holding that bag. That bag's up like 10x. But I'm still holding that bag, and this is actually a position because I didn't size appropriately. This isn't my conviction. This was borrowed conviction, and it's really nice that bag is up a lot, but this is a bag that I would probably add to, like on corrections, right? If you got another daily trend tag, however this looks, and maybe you form a range or something like this, I would look for 60, 70, 80, if we pull back from here, to buy a little bit more ONDO spot, recycle some of the trading profits back into spot. This is one of the bags that I would add to. Thoughts on INJ? Real quick, I can do INJ. I want to save chart requests for later in the stream, but INJ is just it had its thing, right? This thing has been strong the entire bull market. It had a basically 1 year bull market where it marked up 37x, and every single move was met with some consolidation, right? So you had a big markup, long consolidation, April to October, right? 6 months sideways, right? Another 1 to 2 months here, another 1 to 2, 3, 4 months here. This is basically just how the market reprices. If you guys are familiar with the ICT, whatever it's called, buy model or maker model, right? It basically looks like this. It's like an accumulation of markup, an accumulation of markup, accumulation of markup, accumulation of markup, reversal, right? Reversal, right? This is basically what this chart is doing. Where this is anyone's guess, whether it's like at the top or it has a leg to go higher. The thing that I'll say to keep it super, super simple, and then, apply this to your own coins, is just focus on weekly trends, right? Let me put it in log to make it super easy to visualize. These are your weekly trends, right? These are weekly. If you're an INJ bull, you're getting super, super bearish or risk off or concerned if you lose the daily 200. You lose the daily 200, you start accepting below $28. At best case, you're topped, and this whole thing is going to be a distribution, right? At best case, you're going to do this, and you'll come back to the highs, and you'll do this, and then eventually you'll sell off, right? That's the best case. The worst case is it's pretty much over and it's just going to bleed out. And I'm not saying that's going to happen. Be very careful, listen carefully with what I'm saying. I'm not saying that that's what's going to happen. I'm saying when that occurs, that'll be your signal to get out. Until then, it's just holding its weekly trend. I tweeted out specifically INJ, and I used Caspa as my other example because people are so upset about these coins, quote unquote, underperforming. And I'm going, look, they are performing phenomenally. They're performing so well. They're marking up ridiculous amounts, consistently marking up using weekly trends to their advantage, right? So when you get concerned again is something like this. If Caspa loses kind of 10 cents, 9 cents and starts trading below this, you get pretty concerned, right? If you start losing the weekly trends, you start getting pretty concerned. Because again, like I said, at best case, you're going to be range bound and you're going to enter a distribution. At worst case, it's just going to sell off. But until that happens, I wouldn't be concerned. I just, keep respecting the trend. The For You page is indeed mental illness. I suggest no one to ever scroll that page. That's the algo in full force trying to get you to engage with stuff that it knows that you're going to engage with. It knows you're going to be upset with the cringe post. It knows that you're going to be whatever. It knows you're going to want to click on things and feel a certain way. That's why it's curated that way. It is literally artificial intelligence, at its finest, trying to get you to engage with different things. So X doesn't notify many posts. I mean, you could throw me on notifications. Is BCH and LTC pumping a bad sign? Historically speaking, in risk-on phases, when you have nothing left to pump, you pump the worst dog shit stuff because, because there's nothing left to pump. There's nothing left to pump, so therefore you go and you pump dinosaur coins. I've seen it work several times. I've seen it fail several times. There's several times I've seen Litecoin and BCH pump where it did not mean a cycle top, or excuse me, a local top or a risk off signal. And I've seen many times where that has been true. And sometimes there are pockets of weakness, meaning the market's just going to correct for another week. And sometimes it means maybe a month of correction. So there's nothing too much to extrapolate on those ones, man. I don't use them personally. I just let it go. I'm like, whatever. Okay, they're pumping today. Who cares? I mean, if I sold everything every time Luna pumped over the last year, I would be sidelined perpetually. If I use these as signals, I would forever be sidelined. ICP about the future of Ethereum. I love the bets you're making on the turbo dog shit going to zero, and you're just betting on them like doing 100x off the lows. I think there's a pretty decent bets, man. What was the other one that you did? Zcash and ICP. I look forward to shouting you out when you make millions off of those, because you're the only one on the timeline shouting out those coins. What's up, John? Thoughts on BTC ecosystem? I don't want to talk about it too much, to be honest. But if you're talking about ordinals, BRC20s, hyper bullish, super bullish. And that's all I'm going to say. Hi, Doc. Can you please suggest how a 1K account can be played this cycle? Man, you have to be doing one of two things. You have to be airdrop farming. You need to be spending your time looking at brand new chains, engaging with those chains, bridging, doing small transactions, engaging in the protocols, lending, borrowing to get airdrops, and then from there start trying to hunt quality low caps. It's very tough to find in this market, but like stuff like ONDO still comes around at 200 million circulating, right? It's marking up now quite a bit, or maybe it was 100 million circulating when it launched, right? There are coins that are still dropping that are fresh charts. I would focus on fresh charts. Don't buy, this is not financial advice, of course, but don't buy majors with $1,000 if you're looking to run it up to 10K at this point. You have to be airdrop farming, and you have to be looking at fundamentally strong coins at lower market caps. Your analysis flows like a river. You make it so easy. It's a cakewalk. Your entries are damn blunt. Ignore. Yeah, I appreciate that, man. That's a high compliment. Thank you. I have a curiosity. Do you think it would be technically possible for a coin like Render to outcap the ecosystem it's running on? Do I think Render can flip Solana? No, I don't think so. Absolutely not. That's like asking, can Arbitrum flip Ethereum? Which is also, no, that's not going to happen. Market maker buy model. Yeah, that's it. Okay. I'm almost caught up on chat. Thoughts on Beam? Do you believe in a redacted Luna comeback? Absolutely, man. Absolutely. Everything in this market is going to get more and more redacted. If you remember the top of last cycle, man, I remember one of the craziest bulls on the timeline, Rookie XBT. This guy is so good at extracting value out of a bull market, and he had a tweet at the top, which I'll never forget. And it's like, I need to sniff some glue and lose some brain cells to perform optimally in this market. That's how dumb it gets. And that's coming from like a hyper bull. Can we look at Doge? Yeah, we'll look at Doge. Doge, yeah. We'll look at Prime. We'll look at Doge. Yeah, of course. Let's do some of the coins that I like. Okay, I talked about ONDO. Let's do PEPE. Where is this? I hate log. I just had to demonstrate a point there real quick. All right. PEPE is in a very strong resistance level, right? If you just want to eyeball this, you can see that we've stopped here 3 times, right? I think we're even like getting stuck here again, right? Above this region, above 85, there's a very nice trade to play back into range highs, back into like 98, which is the point of breakdown. And it's just struggling with that region right now. It's gotten this weekend pump basically off the back of WIF. Like WIF is pumping. They kind of exchange liquidity back and forth. Pepe's been an extreme laggard, and I think it's been a laggard because it's basically tied to Ethereum at this point. It is the Ethereum beta, and it's trying to pump despite Ethereum's disgusting underperformance. Pepe had one of the strongest bounces off the lows, right? I called this one out too, is like, I want to buy Pepe back down at the H4 200, which is where I reaccumulated some spot, and it had such a nice like 50% bounce, and it's just been more or less range bound. Now, from this perspective, it doesn't look that great. If I take you to the daily and I show you the daily trends, this looks a lot better. This looks a lot, but this looks like a coin that wants to pop off. This looks like a coin that wants to pump really, really, really hard and is just waiting for Ethereum to show any signs of life. And in my opinion, it's going to pop off the minute that ETH BTC reclaims this. I really think the minute that ETH BTC reclaims this, Pepe pops off. And I would be very happy if Pepe could dissociate from that kind of ETH bid and just go on its own, because this looks incredible. I don't want to be bearish on this one. Like, I'll be bearish on this one if we lose this kind of higher low structure, right? We're setting a bunch of higher lows, holding the H4 100. If we lose this, I think we're coming back down to range lows. But I'm just thinking, like, if we just keep holding this grindy lower, higher low structure, you're gonna get the pop, right? It's just basically, what Magus would say, the triangle meme, right? You're just setting a bunch of higher lows. When you break that resistance, you're gonna get a big pop. And it's not going to happen with people trying to break out long the top. It's going to happen with spot bid. And like you can see, like live right now, we're just getting canned at that same level, which is super infuriating for me as a Pepe bull. But patience will pay, as always. Positioning at these lows, these buys are going to look really, really good one day. These rebuys after selling up here are going to look really, really good one day. And it doesn't have to be today. We can have patience for this one as well. The miners, I'm not going to talk too much about. I usually cover them. There's not too much difference day to day, week to week. I just want to cover Coinbase, which, I think a lot of people are fading this on CT. It's out trading a lot of people's shitcoins. It's up so many multiples off the lows, and it's not done. If you're bullish on coins like Solana, basically doing this weekly, doing the weekly SR flip like I'm talking about right here, you should be bullish on coins like, stocks like Coinbase, right? Doing the exact same thing. Weekly SR, right? Weekly lows, weekly resistance, reclaim, defend this region, look for all-time highs, and then look for price discovery. I don't think this market is topped until Coinbase sends to new highs. I'd be very risk off once we're up here on Coinbase. If we're up at $400 or $500 on Coinbase, that's where I go, okay, we're in kind of cycle top territory. We're gonna be topped in the next few weeks or few months, probably, right? When this happens, I think we're just gonna be up so much on our altcoins. So I'm keeping a good eye on this one, and buying calls down here. I bought calls down here. If we come back down, I'm gonna compound and add more calls back at 208 and aim for all-time highs. Say real quick, this has been another turbo disappointment in recent times. This is like a used and abused chart. Two places I'm going to get bullish on, say. One is down here at the daily 100, and one is if we reclaim 90, right? Break above 90, we get a trade to 103. From here, it's chop. Who cares? Don't trade this. Look for daily 100, right? I would look for a daily 100 tag to get bullish on. That's say. Let's go through APE. I talked about this one. This is just, I'm positioning on this just from a weekly perspective. I think it'll have a rotation. I think it'll have a pump. I think, it's more or less just a meme coin. I know Bored Apes are just taking a beating, but I can't ignore setups like this, especially on the weekly. I can't ignore weekly SR flips and weekly trend tags. So I positioned twice off these lows, one for this sweep, and I'm positioned again. This is just spots. And let's get into Doge now. Okay, so Doge is really interesting. Doge is really, really interesting. And I've actually been mocking a lot of Doge bills on the timeline because I find it super cringe. It's one of those things where I'm like, the chart is not really matching your enthusiasm. Where were you when we did this pump? right? This 170% pump off the lows, timeline was silent about Doge. This pump from here to here, this 20, 30, 40% pump, let's give them a little bit more credit. 60% pump, but they weren't really bullish off these lows. This pump is where the timeline was like, you're stupid for not owning Doge. This is the easiest trade of 2024. Doge to $1. You guys are morons. Stop fading the dog. Look at this cute little face. This is going to haunt. Like, there's so many posts. And these are from people that I respect, guys. Don't get me wrong. These are from like Giga Chad traders. I just think it's funny when people don't position off the lows when things are boring, and then they throw it in your face and tell you you're stupid when you're not buying the tops. And that's the CT thing. If you take your advice from CT, you're literally just not going to make it. You're never going to make it if you're on CT and you're waiting for people to bull post bags and tell you to buy. But anyways, that's a little sidetrack. The point here on Doge is this weekly level, right? I'm using the swing high and the swing low from the breakdown, right? So we had our bull market. We had basically higher highs and higher. Let's put this on. Log scale, right? This down candle right here is what led you to the next up move, right? You want to see continuous higher low set. You want to see demand keep on picking up. That demand keep on picking up. You don't want to see a full retrace. A full retrace to the last support is an indication to me that a range is going to form. If you're going to take anything away from this stream about market structure, take that away. A retrace to the prior support and an inability to set a higher low and a higher support means that a range is going to form. So this is your range low. This is the complacency shoulder or bounce in your higher low. In between that forms your range, right? This is where you break down, you lose the range, you're unable to reclaim it, you sell off, that's your bear market. Where are we now? We're tagging these levels, right? We're trying to hold above 19 and 20 on the weekly, right? Call it 19. Some people have 19.5, some people have 19.3, some people have 20. It really doesn't matter. I'm using 19.5 myself as my level. That's the level that I think Doge needs to defend. On the weekly, this doesn't look too great. Compare this, right? Compare this to different weekly reclaims. Compare this to like a Solana, right? This is what you want to see when it comes to a weekly reclaim. Doge isn't there yet for me. I have different versions of the Doge chart. Where's Doge? It could be, right? It could be, depending on how you draw your lines. Like I said, I'm just using the swing low, right, into the swing high. That's how I'm defining my range. Does this mean that Doge is going to zero if we SFP this? No, absolutely not. All it means is that more consolidation is necessary. If you do not break above 20 with a strong bids above here and hold and defend this line, all it means is that, okay, 19 and 20 is still resistance, right? And we're just going to defend in this region at 16, 17, and we'll make another push, and we'll make another push. And I guarantee you, Doge is going to do the multiples when people stop paying attention to it. This rally right here, Doge was hyper fueled on the timeline. You guys need to like pay attention to these things because it's always the same patterns. This rally right here in November, super strong on the timeline. Doge whatever, Doge rally. No one cared right here. No one cared right here. Again, everyone's saying Doge going to 1 million up here. You're stupid for not buying Doge and yada yada. If it comes down and it reaccumulates at 16, 17, whatever, they're not going to be bull posting it. Everyone's going to move on. The narrative will move on, and then it'll get a God candle to 30 that everyone's going to miss. This is just kind of how these things work. But if we start closing and accepting above, 20, 21, 22, 23, I think that's the area to defend is 19. And then we look to play expansion to 45. Really simple stuff. Do I want to go through all the alts with you guys? Let's do Alephium. If you've missed this rally thus far, I think this is going to be the range to look to reaccumulate pretty much between these highs and these lows. I think this is going to be sort of Alephium's range for a little bit, and then you're going to get this expansion. And people will probably ignore this. I think it's another, in narrative coin, like Caspa, like an SMH, Alephium. These are the proof of work coins. I think this is gonna, basically reprice in this range for a little bit, and when it pumps, it's gonna do multiples again, right? This is a very low market cap. This is like 200 million. I think in a bull market, everything gets a one-time shot at being $1 billion coin. So probably $10. Probably $10. I think is gonna be my bull market cycle top. Another place to kind of like, from a decent risk to reward perspective, you have daily trends. Let's get rid of these. Excuse me, not daily trends, weekly trends, right? We have that bread and butter setup that I love. We have the weekly demand, weekly trend, weekly sweep, right? I love this setup on the weekly, and I think this is what's going to form the bottom. We probably put in kind of like a lower high. We come back and visit this. We range a little bit, and eventually, a couple months from now, probably marks up like crazy again, back to $10. So one to keep an eye on for those of you that are patient. Really, I think that's really all I wanted to share. I think someone asked for Prime. I can do Prime really quickly. This is a dream scenario. I don't think this is going to happen. I'm not betting on this to happen. But if I get $14, I am swinging hard, meaning like to 60 to 70, right? I'm swinging hard on this one. If we get right here, I think this is new and shiny. It's the leader of the gaming narrative. Well, I think Beam might be the leader of the gaming narrative, but Prime has a lot of like champions on the timeline talking about this coin. It's one that I've owned. It's one that I've traded. I bought it at 4. I bought it at 7. I don't actually own any Prime at the time being. I sold. But if this, if we get this move right here, I'm looking to reaccumulate all of my Prime and play the next markup, whenever that comes. I'm not saying this is going to happen, but like I said, if it happens, that's where I want to buy Prime once more. Where are we right now? We're just holding the daily trends right now. So this is fine. This could like literally bottom out like right here at 20. You guys know how I do this stuff, that if we lose the daily trends, we're coming to the weekly, right? This is what I'm kind of like hoping for, hoping and coping, right? That I get to get these fills again. May not get it, but if it happens, that's where I'm buying, right? The last time I bought Prime, I called out the exact same thing. I said, look, Prime lost the daily trends. We're going to tag the weekly. This is where I bought on the timeline publicly, and look at the markup that we got ever since, right? Kind of looking to repeat that exact performance if this happens. And one thing I can show you guys right now is like Tau. Someone requested me to look at Tau. And I tweeted it out this morning, but it's more or less the same thing. It's the same kind of corrections. Lose the daily trends, gap fill to the weekly trends, mark up again, lose the daily trends, gap fill to the weekly trends, look for this range to hold, and then we can mark up again in the future. The most bullish thing about Tau right now is all the FUD on the timeline. FUD is bullish because if you start seeing a bottoming structure form despite all the negativity, that's hyper bullish. That means you've absorbed all the negativity. All the people that wanted to sell sold. New people came in. New people are defending price. They have a new cost basis to defend. The invalidations become really easy under 400, and you get to mark up 2x, 3x, whatever. 1 second, guys. I'm gonna grab a water. All right, let's catch up with chat. CBS. No, it's not. It's not just CBS, man. And also, CBS is a legend. Never want to disrespect CBS. One of the best. But yeah, he's one of the guys that was just like telling you like it's the easiest trade ever. Up at 20 cents, but I can't speak. I don't follow everyone so closely. I don't know what their positioning is. I don't know when he bought. I don't know what he's telling people in Haven. He could have been positioning in the Haven at 8 cents as well. I have no idea. Luke, I can tell you from memory that Quant wasn't looking that good, but I'll ask me again in a few minutes when I start getting the chart requests, and I'll look into Quant. Thoughts on Pepe struggling due to ETH correlation, ETH weakness? Oh yeah, I already did that. Oh yeah, you got it here. That answers my question. Yep. Chart Pepe against whiff. I did, man. Look on Twitter. I literally posted that chart 2 days ago. I think either Thursday or maybe even yesterday. I posted the Pepe whiff chart. May I please get your diagnosis on ORDI? Okay. Since Nexus is the homie, we can do it a little bit earlier. Okay, this looks good. Wow, this was how long ago I was trading ORDI. Down there. I always like these, right? I just talked about the gap fill, right? Daily trends into weekly trends. We don't even have enough price data for 200 days, but let's do it like this. Right, so this is nice because consolidation, higher low consolidation, higher low consolidation. All of these are kind of the same, right? Deviations below these lows, reclaims, deviation below the low, reclaim, deviation below the low, reclaim. Looks great. It's probably ready for another one of these grind ups, right? It's probably ready for another like mini markup, probably to 100. Right, last few times you got higher highs, so maybe something in this region. I'm just throwing that out there. $100 psychological level. Last time you front ran it by a few bucks. This time you probably blow past it, 120 or something like that. I think going into the halving, Bitcoin coins are going to do obviously really well. Probably should look at STX. Oh yeah, look at this monster, dude. I didn't even notice that it put in new all-time highs, but that makes sense. Monster. I don't have any STX, if anyone was wondering. Well, I guess that's obvious. Yeah, not much to say on this. Just trending very nicely. A little choppy, a little ugly, probably because people are taking very strong perp positions on these moves. That's why it gets really, really ugly. But yeah, you know what people are doing probably. They're bullish on Bitcoin. They just take positions on STX, which is why this looks like this. Marking up a lot, but has probably really steep corrections. Like what do you think this is? 26%. Yeah, I mean, that's par for the course. 40%. 40% is pretty tough. 35%. Yeah. Yeah, these wicks, this all comes with the whole, proxy for longing Bitcoin thing. That's what you have to deal with if you're trying to do something like that. Do you think the longer and weaker ETH gets, the bigger pop if it turns? Generally speaking, rule of thumb is the longer something consolidates, the bigger the breakout's going to be. It's not always true because look at Link. So it's not always true. But I do think ETH is obviously going to new all-time highs this cycle. And I think, buys in the lows of this region are going to look very, very good. I didn't buy any Ethereum spot or anything down here, but I traded this entire leg up. And if we get continuation right here, right, that'll be great. If we come down and set kind of a double bottom or maybe a higher low on the macro and then send, I think it's going to look great. I think, the weekly structure on Ethereum looks hyper bullish. It's just not as good as Bitcoin and Solana, right? It's not as good as Bitcoin and Solana. And it came to that weekly level. We rejected here. You SFP'd the highs. You broke down. I do think these buys are going to look really good. It's just not going to outperform Solana. Eventually, it'll probably outperform Bitcoin. At least that would be good, I think. It'd be good for my Pepe bag if it did. But yeah, I don't think this is going to get like weaker or anything like that. It's just probably not going to outperform Solana is the main thing. EOS? No, we're not doing EOS, boss. You should focus on newer coins, not old coins. Yeah, I have a bag of hood from super low, man. I think $10. Yeah, here's the hood game plan. If you get a correction at any point into here, this is where you add 33, 34 is where you target new all-time highs potentially. But just like the Coinbase thing that I was talking about earlier, when Hood gets extremely bubble territory and Coin gets in extreme bubble territory, that's probably going to be the cycle top for crypto. I think these are really good kind of proxies for froth, like when the stocks in the stock market are pumping because people are running out of shitcoins to pump, and these are doing God candles. That's probably a good time to get the fuck out of the market. Thanks for calling the stream in the Discord. Brought me here. Yeah, appreciate that, man. What are the blue candles? High delta buy candles. Did I miss Pepe? Yeah. Go back in the stream. I already did Pepe. Ground MYRO Hood. We'll do those. Doc, can you give some free alpha for the boys when the H4 EMA channel gets retested? Like H4. Which coin are you talking about, Jeba? Yo, Nexus. Yeah. Was KNL implying Tau with his sell? Yeah. He's doing that whole let's FUD this coin to zero so that they can fill his bags. Mog chart? Sure, man. I'll do Mog in a bit. Nomi friend brought Doge at 8, and he said he thinks it's going to break $1 this cycle. Probably going to be Normie consensus when the time is right and blows way past $1. Here's the thing with Doge that I think people are like kind of discounting. I think the road to 70 cents and 60 cents is going to be very tough. I think breaking 45 on Doge is probably going to be tough. And then I think once you break 45, it's probably just going to go straight to $1, $1.20. Because think of the bag holders that you have from last cycle. Think of all the people that bought Doge and just kept buying Doge and kept saying Doge to $1, and they became all this exit liquidity, and they were buying the dip and they were accumulating Doge. And so many people are so underwater, and I guarantee you they probably never bought down here to average down or anything like that. They probably just were like, it's going to zero. And this ride from here to 40, it's very possible that all these kind of like trapped buyers from last cycle become that sell pressure. And when you get above 44, I think this is where the fireworks start. I think everyone, like if you bought right here, you're probably going to sell in this region because you're like, oh, that's close enough. I got most of my money back, right? Or maybe they bought here and they bought some more here and their average is somewhere in this region. But either way, this should be a battle. Above here, yeah, I don't know, man. 120, 130, 140, yeah, 100%. Bubble, like, if you do something like this, 1 week rally, yeah, why not? Is it going to sit up there? Absolutely not. Are you going to get distribution up there? Probably not. But some kind of blow off top kind of vibe? Sure, of course. Definitely possible. Yeah, man, of course. Of course CBS was building from 8, man. He's definitely not going to miss something like that. But he's not the only one. We shouldn't be like, I'm not calling him. I'm only saying CBS because you guys said CBS. I'm not saying anything about him. There's about 25 people, probably more, man, but 25 people on my timeline that was like bull posting 5% moves on Doge the past week. He just happens to be one of them. Kicking the nuts for Marines. Yeah, man. I mean, all right. Let's do. Anyone have any other questions that we want to talk about before we do chart requests? I know everyone's got a million charts to request. I've seen them in chat. I like keeping them for the end of the streams because I think, I honestly think the first hour and a half of the stream is the most fun for everyone. The chart request stuff, I think it's boring for everyone because you know why it gets boring? It's a one-on-one conversation. one person's asking me a question on their coin and their bags, and 80% of the people here probably don't own your bag, right? And 80% of the people are just kind of like, all right, well, where's my turn? And it's like waiting at the DMV. It's like, well, when's my turn coming? When's, and everyone just kind of gets bored and turned off by that part of the stream. And they're just like, when's my turn? When's my turn? Because you guys got to understand that. That's why it's not super fun to do chart requests, but I love doing them when they're coins that I know that they're going to do well. Right? When you guys request coins where I'm like, this one's a banger. We big opportunity on this one. That's what I love doing, those ones. But let's get into it. All right. Someone said MYRO recently, so let's do MYRO. Another meme coin that looks, oh my goodness, very strong. I haven't looked at this in a long time either. Anytime you guys see these listing VWAPs on my charts, means I haven't looked at it since then. Wow, did I miss some opportunities? Wow, did I miss some opportunities? Okay. So I don't know the market cap of this coin. All I know, it's a meme coin. That's all I know. All I know about MYRO is that it's a meme coin. I don't know the prior price history before MEXC. All I can tell you is that if you're leaving consolidation and we're entering a trending environment, we just want to keep on defending daily trends, right? It's as clear cut as that. I don't know how hype this is. I don't know what the fuel behind this is. I don't know if this is a whiff catch-up play. I missed whiff. Let me buy MYRO. I don't know if this has its own thing. I don't know what chain it's on. I don't know any fundamentals. So it's very hard for me to give objective views on meme coins where I don't know anything about them. All I can see is the charts. So the only thing I can tell you about this is to defend daily trends if you're getting them. That's the only thing that I can say. I know that's not fancy or fun, but that's all I can really say, right? If you're expecting a markup for whatever reason, you're probably in this region right now, right? Where you're looking for big pukes down here to buy back up. With your invalidation being losing supports and losing daily trends. BNB is going to 9 to 11K. I love Nexus's targets. No one does it better, dude. No one does it better than Nexus with the targets. Yeah, let's look at render. So I've been long render forever. I've been bullish since down here. This is my recap on render. Bullish since down here. Sold this pump. Literally bought like 130 as we retraced back into this demand. Sold the pump to like 160. Missed this rally. Bought some down here at like $172. Bought some here at $2. Bought some here. Wait, no, not there. Where's the other one? Bought some here at $3 and then sold my entire bag. So I'm out of render. I've sold everything around $12 average. Now a little bit less, like $11.50 average, because my target was 14. And the way that I was looking at it from a $14 target perspective was I'm so close to my target that I don't care about the last 20%. I've nailed 95% of this move, and the last 20% does not matter to me. Where is my chart with my markings on? Oh, I just lost them. Oh, here we go. Right? This was the most recent one, is the breakout long, right? Support, resistance, breakout, easy invalidation from a swing perspective, all-time highs, price discovery, right? We front ran this by like 40 cents. Did I sell the absolute top of this? No. Have I been selling in this entire thing? Yes. Rotating that money. Basically, GG, job well done. I feel like I got, like, if it's not a blow off top, it's damn close. The bull case on render here is that it pulls an INJ, that it does this, that it fills this range right here, and it's just doing stuff like this, and it's repricing, and then eventually you can get another move up. That's the bull case for me. And the things to focus on are high time frame trends, right? So weekly trend. When the weekly trend catches up, right, after some time, I'll probably be looking to maybe either long render or maybe pick up some spot once again. But I think this needs to cool off. I think this needs to cool off a lot. Like the bear scenario is that it's kind of like we've had our blow off and it's done. The bull scenario is obviously like this was just the repricing. You know, this whole thing was the repricing. This is the market fair value. The market has decided this is fair value. And then once again, we have another AI season and we do another 2, 3, 4x, right? But for now, I have not even paying attention to render at all. I think we had a very, very strong AI push on a lot of coins, and I think they're going to take a little bit more time to reaccumulate. And the places I'd be looking to buy is something like this or a breakout above here. No trade zone, buy zone, continuation zone, and you can apply this to like a bunch of coins. MUBI, I'm gonna bully MUBI. I think it looks like shit. I was kind of bullish on MUBI. I bought a spot bag and it just started underperforming, and then I dumped the spot bag. This is exactly it, right? This is what I was looking at. I was waiting for this retrace. People were bullish on the way down. Influencers were bull posting this on the timeline. I waited for the demand block to get hit. We put in demand. We put in a higher low. This is where I bought. This is where I was like hyper bullish that we're going to get continuation. Once we started losing the daily trends right here, I sold into this bounce. So the only trade that I got on MUBI was like whatever this is, you know, not even much. 60% pump from a spot bag. Dumped this bag. You know, at best case, you're putting in a super long accumulation, right? This is the best case that you're just going to put a long accumulation for a few months and then you reverse. The worst case is this is just another unibot and it just never pumps again. So money better spent elsewhere versus focusing on this one. Okay, I'm out of my long then. Yeah, I mean, look, I'm going to try to give, I speak my book. I speak what I would do. I'm going to tell you what I do, what I'm going to do, what I have done. That's all I can say is what I'm doing. I can never tell you what to do, right? So if you're making those decisions, make them for yourselves. But all I'm speaking on is like, this is what I did with render. This is what I'm going to do with render. That's it. Aptos to 14. I don't think Aptos gets 14. Man, don't jinx my bags like that. 14? Oh, you're talking about H4 200? Man, it's possible. It is possible. I am spot long, APT only. I'd never opened any futures positions or perp positions on this one because I couldn't trade this. This for my system is horrible. Like it's terrible. I can't trade this. It's one of the ugliest things I've ever seen in my life, to be honest. The way that I would trade this is kind of how I draw this out, right? Clear SR, run the lows, daily 100, back inside, squeeze the H4 downtrend, look for 18 again. Anchor, I'm not going to hop on MYRO. Like I said, like I have a lot of meme exposure. I have a lot of exposure to Pepe. I don't really want to chase too many more memes. The only other meme that I picked up was Toshi. I picked up Toshi down here. I picked up Toshi at 18. This is the chart that I use on TradingView, but it's the Poloniex chart, which has no liquidity, but this is basically why I positioned here. Just a simple SR flip, retagging this level, position on Toshi. It looks like it's topped for a little bit. We'll see what happens. That's the only other meme coin that I own. I'm probably going to buy one more, but I don't want to shill that one yet. I need to fill first, or at least I need to think about it if I want to buy it first before I start shilling it, because it's a micro cap. Jesus Easter pump, bro, that's a good one. I think Jesus pumped really hard for Christmas, and shout out Glass because he was like talking about it. He's like, oh, Jesus is going to pump for Christmas, and I think it actually did. If APT can't defend 15, 16, it's going back to 6 to 10 before. I don't know about that. It's going back to 6 to 10 if it can't defend. So you're saying this region doesn't get defended, I would say, so this is how the bear case would look, right? I would say you would get 13. You wouldn't get this. You would get like 13. If it doesn't hold here, if it loses daily trends, yeah, I would buy 13. Especially because, let's do this. 13 was the level flip from the weekly perspective. So revisiting that is a gigalong opportunity. Let's see this. Right, this is your level, right? So if we top here, we're coming back into 13. If we came all the way back down here, I would never buy this coin again. If we don't hold 13, I really just don't give a shit. We lose the weekly trends at 13 and we come down here. I don't care about this coin. That's the market telling me this coin's a piece of shit and it doesn't want to bid and defend it in a trending manner on the weekly scale, and it just wants to range. And if it did that, I would just never buy this coin. I would actually sell my spot bag if we lost 13. I'm in from these lows at 9, and if this reversed and we lose 13, if we're holding 13 and we lose it, I would get out, because yeah, then we're bleeding back to 6. And if we bleed back to 6, that's either A, the market cycle is over and Bitcoin is topped and all altcoins are popping and we're in a bear market, or B, something specific to Aptos has occurred in which the market has repriced it much lower and does not want to hold it at higher values. That's what my system would say. All right. Let's do a couple more requests, boys. I told you guys to wait till the end. I appreciate your patience for the end. Let me scroll up. Actually, I know there's some that I skipped. Okay, someone said BNB. Is BNB at all-time high yet? No, it's not. I took one trade on BNB. Wrong chart. I took one trade on BNB, and that was like 420 to 510. Wasn't even proper sized. But yeah, man, I don't know why we're all fading BNB. This is like the quietest champion. This is literally the quietest champion. Let's look at the BNB BTC chart. I remember calling top of this one. Oh yeah, dude. Why did I miss this? I did not pay attention to this. At the top here, when we lost this, I was like, okay, I'll rebuy. I'll rebuy demand. I have not paid attention to BNB BTC. This looks good. This is the start of a BNB reversal, echo bubble, bull market, whatever. BNB is going to gain value against Bitcoin for a little bit. Like this is probably your bear case, is like it sets a lower high. Your bull case is obviously a higher high. I don't know if we're going to get a higher high on BNB, to be honest, but you know, revisiting like this at least, right? At least 13 is definitely in the cards from here. From a spot perspective, like shifting, if you're super conservative and you're like the most conservative investor of all time and you own a bunch of Bitcoin and you just want to move your Bitcoin into another conservative stack, probably getting this on you'll get 50% more Bitcoin just moving into BNB, taxes minus, oh my goodness, can I do this? Yeah, 40%, lose some to taxes, but you'll get more Bitcoin in return. Sushi. This is a clean level to work with on Sushi. Clean level. This is also one of the coins when I was accumulating in altcoins in January. I picked NEAR, I picked Aptos, and I picked Dogecoin. And Sushi is one of the ones that I faded, and FTM was another one that I faded. but holding these values above range highs from a weekly perspective with wicks back into this range being bought up looks super bullish. Let's come to the lower time frame. Yeah, this looks good. This looks good. This looks better than ETH, which is hilarious. ETH looks worse than SUSHI. Here's your deviation back under range lows. There's your reclaim. Here's your daily trends. You want to continue defending this daily trend and look for the point of breakdowns. That's one trade. The next trade is going to be obviously, breaking above prior highs, right? Reaccept above prior highs. Invalidation down here. Let's look at FTM. I'm surprised you guys don't request these coins. Maybe we're just so down the risk curve. Everyone is in turbo shitters. Is this my FTM chart? Probably not. There it is. Yeah. So I'm going to get bullish on FTM very shortly. I'm going to get bullish on FTM. I have my alerts set. These are the lows I'm looking to buy on FTM. These are the trades I'm looking to take. Drop back down into confluence of the H4 200 into demand. I think there's a daily demand that I have marked out here. Yep. Daily trends, daily demand, flipping H4 downtrend, right? Flip the H4 downtrend, look back into prior highs at 115 and then expansion to 160. If you come to the weekly chart, you guys can see why we rejected here. So basically this will be your range bound trading consolidation. As the weekly trends catch up, break above 116, you look for the next expansion. Probably 160, right? The next swing high. But this is probably going to range for a little bit. This is a really, really nice markup and one that I feel bad about not buying spot FTM. I bought spot NEAR instead of FTM, and I bought spot Aptos because I was like, well, Aptos is a new coin. It should perform better. NEAR has all these new narratives, all these new fundamentals for the cycle, and I wasn't paying attention to FTM. I was just like, this chart looks good. And then I looked at Dogecoin. I was like, this chart looks good. Same thing with SUSHI. Faded that one as well. RUNE's a good one. Yeah. Good call on RUNE. We should look at RUNE. Okay, so this is your top pretty much in for a little bit on RUNE. I think yeah, next weekly demand, actually next weekly trend tag. Right, so this is what I'd be focused on RUNE. If you get this, no guarantees, but if you get this, this is where you buy. Something like this. If you get 630, you buy here. If this keeps chopping around, right, while these catch up, that's also a way to get into RUNE. One thing you should note about RUNE is this thing giga pumps when majors are strong. So just pay attention to that. It's like your levered bet on majors. And I don't hear great things from the FA guys that I'm friends with. I do not hear great things about how, RUNE could be the next Luna, or RUNE is a big Ponzi, or RUNE is going to collapse. Like, I don't hear good things, but I'm not an FA guy, so take that with a grain of salt. I have no idea what the risks are of buying spot RUNE. I'm never going to buy spot RUNE simply because of that uncertainty and that FUD. I would rather just trade this one if I cannot find anything else to trade. Usually there's something else to trade, but this thing pumps really, really hard. And when I get clean triggers on this one, I do post RUNE. Well, I don't really post that many setups on the timeline anymore, but I post them in Paragon. Probably a good time to shout out Paragon, guys. If you guys are looking for more education on basically how I trade, and you want to improve your own trading, and you want to see the trades that I take intra-week, and educational content and streams from myself, Magus, and Charlie, come hang out in Paragon. There's going to be links in the description box below. If I put them in, that's a good question. I may not have done that. But yeah, come check out Paragon. And then the second shout out I'm going to give is to WOO, which I cannot pull up the MacBook logo right now, but basically they're giving away a MacBook. All you got to do is sign up to WOO, using my link in the description box below. Sign up, deposit $100 of any asset, right? Let's actually write this here. I'm going to write this out. Using the description box below, sign up to WOO with link in bio, right? Deposit 100 of any asset. It could be stables, it could be spot of something, and then fill out the Google Doc. Right? So these are the 3 steps, and I have them listed all in the description box below. You do all of this, you'll get entered into a raffle to win a $1,600 brand new MacBook Pro. And the alpha I'm going to give you guys here is like, not that many people have signed up. Like literally not that many people have signed up. So if you sign up, your odds of winning a MacBook are actually kind of tremendous. And it's probably the highest chance raffle you'll ever get to win. Just because not that many people, like some people, like more people have signed up, but they haven't deposited yet and they haven't filled out the Google Doc yet. They kind of just signed up with the link and they haven't done anything. And you have a month to do this. So do this and you'll probably get, oops, I didn't see the screen. Let's hide this. Sorry. I meant to write this on the screen. Sign up with WOO, link in bio, deposit $100, any asset, fill out the Google Doc. No, not that many people have done this, but if you want to win a MacBook, sign up with the link in the description box below, and get that MacBook, boys. They're giving it away. Might as well try. You guys spend so much time airdrop farming. This will take maybe 3 minutes out of your day. And if you're signed up on someone else's ref link, all you got to do is swap it over. It takes like a day. You just contact WOO support, let them know you want to be on Doc XBT, and they'll swap you over in like 2 minutes. The big cosmic hair Indian guy still holds 40% of the supply. Are you guys talking about APT? Yeah, I mean that's like every coin. That's like every coin, dude. The owners and founders and VCs and insiders are going to hold the majority of the supply. It doesn't matter if you're APT or SUI or SEI or Solana or whatever. It's all the same. ETH Foundation. All right, scroll up in chat. I'll find another. All right, Crown. I know this was asked for early on in the stream. Okay. Zero loot. All right, is this the chart? This cannot possibly be the chart. Crowned by third times games. Maybe this is the one. Okay, this is probably more plausible. All right, yeah, I mean pretty solid, right? Deviation of range low, reclaim of daily trends, break of bearish market structure, looking to defend bullish market structure, basically want to buy a higher low, anything in here. Even if this bleeds all the way out to range low, that's probably a buy. Your invalidation is dropping back below right here. Very simple stuff. Aim for range high and above it. Coins like this that are hyper illiquid on exchanges and move like this, they're narrative based and they're catalyst based, and they're gonna run when people are excited on whatever this is. I think I read that it was a game, but when there's something going on in the game, they're gonna run more than just, oh, this looks good. Like even if TA or chart gives you a reaction, that reaction is probably not going to be that great. Maybe there's something going on here. Someone just positioned here, but yeah, just look to play higher lows. Tried, but WOO is restricted in Canada. It's not restricted in Palau. I'm just kidding. Have a nice weekend, buds. Okay. What's your favorite spot play long term? Solana, Pepe, TIA, SMH, ALPH. I actually AKT, Akash Network. I did a thread on this on CT. Look in my highlighted tweets. You'll see that. You'll basically see my entire like spot portfolio in there. I just don't share my allocations to each. Like you're just not going to know how much money I have in each thing percentage wise, but you'll see. COTI. Can I sign up to WOO link and get a Doc Prime H4 channel trade set up instead? I'm confused about what you're talking about, these channel trades and stuff. First of all, Prime is spot only. You're not going to be able to get futures trades on Prime. And I covered Prime earlier. Right, go back in the stream. You might even just get what you want for free. Go back in the stream and find Prime. Oops. All right, a few more of these. COTI, very simple. Defend daily trends. Defend range low. Looks good. Lose range low. Lose daily trends. Gap fill down to 13. That's it. Hyper simple. As long as it continues rounding out above 17, it looks fine. Lose 17, start accepting below here. Looks really bad. Looks really, really bad. Very, very simple. All right, someone asked for MOG. Let's do MOG. This looks like a long consolidation, yeah, into probably a markup. So let's go back to the daily. Yeah, kind of similar, right? The one bullish thing I'll say is like probably getting back above this candle will spark a rally. Getting back above 82 will spark a really, really strong rally. Defending these range lows is really good for bulls, right? Defending very much whatever this is, 62. Yeah. So defending down here on 62 is really, really solid. Getting back above 82 is going to be your kind of market structure break and probably look for expansion, at least to range highs. This whole thing is probably accumulation. I don't think MOG is topped for the cycle yet, but it had a lot of hype over the last few months. Had a lot of hype. And now there's a lot of competition, right? There's a lot of other cat coins and meme coins and stuff like that. So it's probably just going to be a lot longer of sideways before it's ready to mark up again. I'm going to go work out after this, Nexus. Oh, okay, yeah, I got you, Jebba. Gotcha. March Madness and bull markets. Hell yeah, dude. Hell yeah. Fumbled at Kosh hard as fuck. I was charting it at 50. Yeah, that's where I bought it. I bought it at 60, Goku. Bought it exactly at 60. Are you staking TIA just a little bit? Like 5%? No, not even 5%. Let me do the actual math. Like 1.5% of the bag is staked. I don't want it locked up. I want it liquid. I don't want to time my unstaking with my take profits or financial decisions. The whatever it is, 10% yearly APR is not worth it. I don't even think the airdrops are super worth it. But yeah, I do have some staked just for the airdrops. The whole 10 wallet bullshit with some coins spread out. I'm not a big airdrop farmer guy. I know some people are, and I feel like sometimes I leave money on the table by being a little lazy, but we can't all do everything fantastic. There's not enough hours in the day. I just pick my spots. I'd rather focus on trading for the additional income rather than airdrop farming. That's my bread and butter. Front, this is a Magus coin. Magus, I think he crushed this from like the lows. Holy shit, what is this coin? Oh my god, this is a cartel coin. Oh my god, dude, hold up. Oh my god. Nah, that's too funny. What do you want me to say about this, boss? What do you want me to say about this? I mean, I don't know. I don't know. I have no edge trading coins that do basically nothing, have God candles, and then fully retrace, like a full Burj Khalifa cartel coin. This reminds me of August of last year, where all the coins were just doing this because we had nothing to go off of. And it was just DWF Labs cartel pump mania bullshit. And this looks like another one of those. So I would never buy this. I would never tell anyone to buy this. I don't know what front is. This chart just screams at me like, don't buy this coin. That's all this chart's telling me. Dude, I think Magus was calling this out hella early. Magus was talking about front because he crushed cartel season last year in August. He has a real strong edge in reading flows. Like I don't have that edge, so I can't participate in this, but I think front was a coin that he called out that was going to squeeze hard, and holy shit did it squeeze hard. So he probably made a bag on this guy. Yeah, I would never touch this thing. This isn't for me, man. There's some people that have an edge here, like I said, for Magus has an edge here. I do not. All right, anyways, boys, we've been going for almost 2 hours. Let's call the stream there. I appreciate you guys hanging out with me on your Saturday morning. Do me a favor real quick on your way out, hit the like button. I never asked, but it'd be super kind for you guys to do that. It helps the stream grow. Hopefully we can get to like 10K subs on the channel one day. So if you're not subbed, also hit the subscribe button. I would appreciate it. But have fun. Take care. We'll hang out next week on Saturday. And by the way, teaser for those of you guys that stuck around to the end of the stream, I'm going to be streaming with Pierre next week. It may not be on Saturday. We may need to like accommodate his schedule a little bit. Maybe on Friday instead of Saturday. But same time, 5 p.m. UTC, and I'll be streaming with him. So yeah, bring the vibes, guys. Bring the vibes. I'll see you guys there. Take care. Have a good one.